Ladies and gentlemen, it is Saturday evening on the St. Patrick's Day. I am here at the office sitting on an emergency transmission on Facebook and on Twitter Periscope. Trump has delivered on so many fronts, but I got to be honest, I didn't think he would actually move against the Clinton crime network with indictments against Andrew McCabe, the deputy director, and the director, Ray. But that said, that is now happening, and we know that McCabe ran the Fusion GPS scam. We know that they got the money from the FBI to pay for it. We know that he's in the emails, the text messages, orchestrating and basically commanding that operation. But the big news that is coming out in the Inspector General's report, this is being reported by the FBI, these documents are now being released, that McCabe ordered a whole bunch of FBI agents to falsify 302s, that is their basic field reports. So that's a felony right there, because under federal law, that's like a court document. So that's perjury and so many other things. So this is an incredible time to be alive. All the articles are on Infowars.com and Newswars.com right now. We knew the Clintons were running a stay-behind network in government. Obama and the Clintons bragged they were going to overthrow Trump. But now to see them come up empty on Russiagate, because they were actually covering up for the Clintons, and now to see them caught in their own attempt to overthrow this election, this is why the Democrats are so incredibly desperate. It's why they filed all these fake lawsuits on us. I've got top lawyers, and I've used some of these top lawyers before in other cases. They're like, no, this case is pretty serious, or this case is, they're like, these are complete jokes. These are temper tantrums. The Pepe the Frog lawsuit, the one by the guy that videotaped the lady getting killed in Charlottesville. They have articles saying, I said no one died, or he killed the lady. Never said that. I mean, the lawyers have been over this. It's made up. But it's total desperation to have headlines. Alex Jones sued, or Trump's going out of office, or America's going to fail, or the stock market's going to crash. It's all just an attempt by mainstream media, by corporate media, to push this idea because they don't know what to do. It's come out in the 302s. It's come out in the text messages and emails. They've had a bunch of loyal FBI agents go to Congress and go to the judiciary and go to the FISA court and go to Trump and spill their guts 14 months ago. Back when the president was president-elect, 16 months ago. Admiral Rogers, the head of the NSA, went to him and said, Obama, Rice, Powers, all of them were illegally surveilling you, Mr. President, and tracking everything you did during the campaign, when you were president-elect, and even once you were president. And now we told you McMaster is going to be out, just like we told you Tillerson would be out, for his aide being a Soros operative and giving all the information to Rice and Obama. That's why they hate Infowars, because we're just a real news source that will talk to patriots in government and give them a voice. So this is an epic time to be alive. I've heard all this stuff that Trump's going to go after deep state and Trump's going to indict him and Trump's setting them up. And normally in politics, even if a politician's good, they're just trying to fix stuff. They're not trying to have a war. But they're trying to bring him down. And America, they've tried to set him up and myself up and others up. And so they know they've run out of time. And so they've thrown the kitchen sink at America. They've done this. They've gone for broke. And so Trump is going to let them have it, knowing they weren't smart enough to go into abstention and to give up. So you're going to see fireworks the next few weeks, and probably globalist false flags and other events to try to get us back under globalist control. But this is such a huge, huge time to be alive. Former Obama officials warn of danger of destruction after Andrew McCabe is fired. 24 hours before he was supposed to get his pension, he announced he was going to retire early, get his pension. And it's all about telling the criminals in government, the people that have committed crimes, you serve the deep state, you carry this out, you're going to get your pension, and we're going to beat Trump, and you're going to be back in power. No, you're not. That is not my opinion. We have not used any physical force against you, globalist, and all you've done is attack us and sue us and physically attack us and all the crap you know you've done behind the scenes. And we didn't hold back because we're wimps. We held back to give you rope to show yourselves. But you've abused tens of thousands of people in the government that are patriots, tens of thousands of people separately that are private citizens. You have assassinated people. You have tried to destroy people. You've tried to destroy people's families. And those of us that are patriots, we're not intimidated by it. It only made us dig in deeper and work harder. But the process of removing the Clinton crime network is now happening. And it is now coming out, even on MSNBC, CNN, Fox News, that the word is the Inspector General Horowitz of the Justice Department is going to release the documents where McCabe altered FBI files of FBI agents that found no evidence to try to set up Trump and his family for Russiagate, but also FBI agents that were ordered to alter the files, the 302s, to cover up for Hillary and her money laundering and the foundation and communist China and all the rest of it. So that's how big this is. And he's been fired. Nobody for decades, 30, 40 years, ever gets fired for committing crimes and selling the country out or giving missile secrets to North Korea or China or selling us out on trade deals, because America's been overrun by globalist operatives. I have a cold today. And it's been open season on selling this country out. Well, sovereignty is coming back, and control of our government by the American people is back. So we have Brennan of the CIA, former head of Wahhabist, a globalist, Saudi Arabian deep state globalist, who's already been cut off by Trump going to Saudi Arabia and having that deal done, saying there's going to be destruction. Major threat if you don't roll over. Ex-FBI Assistant Director says upcoming Inspector General report is pure TNT. Again, says it's 302s being ordered to be altered. That video is on Infowars.com. Unhinged. Panic Dems explode over McCabe firing. Bitter Dems unleash vicious attacks on the president. You're out of ammo, buddies. You exposed yourselves. We gave you the rope. Dems offer to hire McCabe so he can qualify for his pension. He's going to be qualifying for prison time. That's what's coming next. Indictments. But they're all about, hey, hold on. You won't get fired. You won't get fired by Trump. You'll get your money. That's all they care about. Dem meltdown. Trump is security threat. Time to get this guy out. That's Democrat Congressman from California. We're going to play that clip. Yeah, get him out. Oh, my God. He's going to release the fact that they tried to set him up at the voters and overturn the election and all this fraud. We can't let that happen. Trump's got the Lavos, and he's moving against them. Another article, disgraced media already hit with massive layoffs in 2018, and their audience is the smallest ever, 1/20th of what it was in 1985. Total collapse. These are death throes. These are panics. See, they threaten me. They threaten my family. They try to cut money off and stuff. That just makes me work harder. They think I'm trying to get a private helicopter. They think I'm trying to be in a bigger house so I can act more powerful when I drive by my neighbors. I'm trying to find a smaller house right now. I'm trying to get healthy. I'm trying to live. I'm trying to get closer to God. I'm not trying to be with you soulless, sketchy peacocks. So they're hit with massive layoffs. FBI Director Wray could be fired next. It's all on Infowars.com. Trump slams sanctimonious Comey after Sessions fires FBI's McCabe a day before retirement. The worms turn, bitches. And I don't do like you do with all this bravado of you're invincible or, all this other crap like, oh, we're invincible, you can't stop us. Here's the thing. You can't defeat an awake, conscious population that realizes you're anti-human, anti-free market, anti-American. And so, oh my God, you're dialing us back on Twitter and YouTube and Facebook, and you cut our monetization a year ago, 95%. So we lost $750,000. Whoop-dee, mother, you-know-what-ing do. Oh my God. I was already offered $1 million, $3 million, $10 million a year, dumbasses, years ago to be Glenn Beck. Notice I am bigger than Glenn Beck ever was now without selling out. Figured it out. This is real. And I'm in command of my own soul, of my own mind, and I want justice, and I want the truth. I'm not trying to get the big house on the hill bigger than the neighbors. I can already buy 5 of those with what I put into this. I don't need that to feel fulfilled. My ancestors fulfilled me. My will fulfilled me. What I've done, how I've delivered, just because I'm not a sociopath or a psychopath. This is how you're supposed to act. So, we're going to go on to the end to quote Winston Churchill here at the Battle of Britain. Right after Dunkirk. Whatever the cost may be, we're going to defend humanity. And we shall fight on air and in the streets and personally and on our knees at night praying to God. We shall fight in the hills. We shall fight in the valleys. We shall fight on the plains. We shall fight with growing confidence and strength in the air. And we will never surrender. You understand that? With me, that's not like bravado. I'm not a sadomasochist. I'm not into personal pain. But let me tell you something. I've never been more alive than these attacks. I've never been more alive seeing what you've done to me, knowing how evil you are, knowing I was right, and knowing I've got to do it all to beat you. I'm going to go on to the end. Just like my ancestors, whatever the cost may be. We shall never surrender. Ever. And you don't have me up here saying it as a confidence game. I mean, I would never surrender 20 years ago. I know I'll never surrender now. I have the victory. And that's the spirit they hate. Because we are victory. We are justice. We are the future. We care about average people. We don't want to put people that aren't as smart as us down so we can control them. We're not social engineers that are having pissing contests. We really are America. And we are the Renaissance. We are the new Atlantis. And you're never going to stop us. We're going to space. Humanity's going to be able to choose its destiny. And we're going to deliver. So, you know a man by his enemies. The globalists are so upset by Trump. They are so panicked and they are so scared because he wants justice and he's not out to get you. And he believes in the free market and the average person and the animating contest of liberty. And these arrogant criminals inside the FBI with all their perfectly matched ties and them walking in trying to act tough to Congress and trying to intimidate everybody. They thought they would engage in this fraud and overthrow the country. But good people inside the FBI and good people inside the school board and good people inside the local shopping mall and good people inside the local university and good people inside the local farm and good people inside the local police department and good people inside the local basketball team, it doesn't matter. Recognize at a spiritual level that mainstream media and globalism, this whole thing's a big parasitic evil, and they're not giving into it. The survival instinct has been triggered. And all this anti-human, eugenics, exterminist crap is in free fall. And they know how the dominoes fall and where this goes. So, the Clinton Crime Network and the groups behind them and the things they've done, the things they've gotten away with, if we're able to defeat them, this is going to be a bigger victory for humanity than the victory of World War II. And this isn't going to be an American century that comes out of this, like what happened out of Bretton Woods and the rest of it 60 plus years ago. This is going to be a human century, not the robber baron history, not the eugenicist history, not the British Empire history, not the globalist history, not the communist history, not the occultist history, and all you Jacobins and all the rest of you guys that think you have the secret knowledge when it's right in front of you, you don't have it. It's going to be the human century because we're going to need to get humans together and instinctively off the planet quickly, because we're doing a very important medical procedure here with all the technology we develop as we're about to metamorphosize the next level. If we don't get ourselves together and really work in unison, doesn't mean there still won't be evil, but it'll be small compared. If we don't really get our energy going and focus towards the next level for survival, we'll hit the Atlantean moment and destroy ourselves with the technology we've got. So we're at that crossroads. Beating the globalists, beating Hillary and all this will become a joke later. We're like, God, we beat that 1 inch tall little goblin. Well, we're going to be facing 1,000-foot tall threats. But once we have that confidence and that vision and understanding of where we're going after this and where we've been before and this great process of free will, we will beat that. We'll beat the Colossus that's down the road. This is all a joke. It's all a free will game. So that we finally choose the free will and decide to get the little parasites and little weirdos off our backs so that we can then really contend with consciousness. Because contending with consciousness, contending with the future, contending with free will, contending with the universe, contending with the 12 dimensions, contending with everything we've got as a potential and everything else that's out there, That's going to take really serious, focused people. But when we end this riddle and realize how pathetic the globalists are and how ridiculous they were, we're going to look at ourselves and say, how did that ever dominate us? And then when we beat the next level, we're going to look and say, how did that? But by the time we look at that, don't be arrogant, because you don't have consciousness in this universe and truly be given knowledge to the keys to creation for all the tasks God has for us and other fields that are going to have to be planted. You're not given that without a test. And this is the test. And it's insanely simple if you just don't care what your neighbors and your friends and your family and all this peer pressure. And if you just go with your gut, your instinct, your spirit, your connection to God, it's unlimited. So, Deputy Director McCabe, the word is, and I got this from high sources. I said this on the show this week, but I believe the sources. I couldn't believe it, though, even though I believe them. They're going to indict him. And they've got him all the proof, everything. And this firing is just the beginning, and they are scared because they've committed such crimes, and Trump's got it all, but it's all classified. He's going to do it through the right channels. And these people, I mean, they've sold us out so bad, man. Hollywood's owned by the Communist Chinese. The globalists took over the Vatican. They're openly saying communism and pedophilia is good. I mean, it is just next level. But that's all their desperate attempt to finish up their job because humanity awakened. Now, Lord willing, I'll be back tomorrow 4 to 6 p.m. Central with a Sunday transmission to cover all this. But this is a big, big, big time to be alive. And I realize why they hate me so much. It's because I'm sincere. I've studied history. And it's not about Alex Jones, but why is Alex Jones attacked? Why am I demonized? Why am I lied about? Because I really don't want to enslave you and control you so I feel powerful. When you're enslaved, I feel weak. But I'm also not a bleeding heart liberal who can use that guilt to control me. I have the deep vision, the long historical understanding, and we're now replicating that spirit because I'm far from the only one with it. I just have a platform, and the spirit is going to resonate now. This is a ritual. Life is a ritual. This whole planet, this is a ritual right now. This is deciding life forever for our species. But we have to be given the free will. We have to be challenged by death to accept the life. I accept life, and that's why I have no fear for my body or even my children or anybody else, because if we don't all go together, we will lose it. That doesn't mean some people won't choose the dark side, but as a whole, we need to come together, have the epiphany, transcend it, and I'm telling all you leftists that are kept embarrassed, kept small, kept bullied by the globalists and the media and the systems they admit in all their documents. Go read the Facebook documents. Even Sean Parker's come out and others. They want to keep you small and mad and angry and then hating life so that you believe you could destroy life, you could be happy. You just have to embrace life. And it's ready for you right now. God's ready for you. Your ancestors are ready for you. The great experience, the universe is ready. But you're not going to learn this from a church because the enemy has taken almost all of them over. The enemy knows this. They know you're seeking after. So they put an intercessor. They put a priest in front of you. A Judas goat, a liar. I don't have the answers. God has the answers. But God is a free will. So you have to ask God in. I'm telling you that's what this is. And you know it's true. And that's why they hate us. So, if you look at Jeff Bezos and early documentaries about him, he is a howling, mentally ill lunatic who is totally possessed. Go watch early videos of him on 60 Minutes and stuff. Can't stop doing these psychotic laughs. It's totally fake. He's a raving demon. Same thing for Bill Gates. All of them, folks. I'm telling you, man. Bill Clinton, Hillary. I mean, look at them. These are cancers. And again, you see them in power and think, oh, they must be powerful. No. They're aberrant. You are the solution. All right. This is a big time to be alive. Very momentous. Spread these articles, spread these videos, but it's happening. Trump is delivering on the economy, the culture, the sovereignty at every level, and now going after McCabe, who ran the Clinton Crime Network, the Clinton Crime Syndicate. The Clinton Crime Syndicate is getting fired. It's getting indicted. Trump is moving against them, and the weird thing was he metaphysically let them go and was going to leave them alone. But they came back. He doesn't attack, he counterattacks. And so the next few weeks are the most critical, not just for this country, but in human history. Everything's going to get more critical as we move towards compacting of time, energy, knowledge, science, everything towards the next level. And the transcendence will be realizing we're transcendent and that there is a path towards transcendence. The first level of transcendence is the awareness of transcendence. You will not achieve transcendence in the first level. You will only achieve transcendence spiritually, realizing you're already fulfilled, you're already powerful, you're already strong, you're already old, you already have everything you need. Turning loose is the first level of transcendence. But it means turning loose from your fear that the enemy puts into you and pushing stronger than ever. The Buddhist people teach us, you turn loose and don't do anything. That's a false system. You have to turn loose of the fear and turn loose of the feeling that you physically are losing to then pass through that and understand that as long as you're with God's mind and want justice and want beauty and goodness, it's unlimited. You're on a planet in deep space. This is real. They want to rob you. They want to use your engine of creativity to build their system, to try to be God when you already are connected to God. You're not God, you're connected to God, which is the same. Think about that. That is why they're against you. All right, that's it for this live transmission. I appreciate you all. Thank you all for your support, Infowars.com. If you're watching this transmission, you are the resistance to this artificial, cancerous globalist system that is falling. It's falling.